Thank you for joining me for today's Pilates session. We are going to be focusing on building strength in our legs. This is going to be a light, gentle, beginners recommended session. So if you're someone that needs to build strength, if you struggle to get up from the floor, if you find that you are struggling to walk, you may find yourself with a lot of knee pain, for example, and just general stability through the legs is generally quite weak, then today's session is all about focusing on those smaller muscles that help support the knee and also will help to strengthen your hips as well. So today's session is focusing purely on your legs. A nice, gentle, light, nothing too strenuous, and the moves will be very, very basic as well. So we are going to begin today on our feet. And for most of the session, we will be down on our mats. So make sure you've got plenty of room and the environment is just right for yourself. Nice and relaxed, no disturbances, just to focus on yourself. So first of all, we just need to calm the body, relax, just release any stress that you've got going on and just let it leave your head. So just make sure your feet are nice and evenly pressed into the floor. And then I'm just going to find a little bit of balance, a little bit of alignment. We want to be standing as straight as we can. You might need to do a little bit of adjustment for the pelvis. So if you're standing and you feel your back just arching you forward slightly, or you feel yourself just leaning forward, then all we want to do is take a moment and work through this pelvis. And then either taking your hands to your hips or taking one hand below the belly button, the other hand into the lower back. And just gently roll with your pelvis to start with. Always the way to start. We just want to bring the body into an alignment. We're going to do this when we go to the mat as well. And you're just going to take your pelvis like a bucket of water. So when you're tilting through the pelvis, you can imagine that bucket of water is pouring water out of both ends. So if we just keep the bucket in the middle, keep the water in its place, then we are going to be nice and evenly balanced through that pelvis. Keeping that pelvis stable will allow you to function and move in a nice neutral alignment that will help protect your spine, protect your lower back, and allow everything to function the way it needs to. So once we've got that bucket, we're going to focus on keeping the water there by holding the pelvis in the very center. We can start by just rolling the shoulders. So as you're rolling the shoulders, your focus is keeping the bucket in the middle. And you may find yourself tensing up a little bit. And you may find yourself wanting to relax because you're probably not used to holding your pelvis in its neutral alignment. So you may drop into old habits. Old habits may be leaning forward, dropping and arching because it's nice and relaxed. We just need to hold it there. And as you're doing that, you're going to work through your TVA, your transverse abdominals. They're going to be working to hold that pelvis in that position. So we're just rolling the shoulders from there. Now, as you relax the arms by your side, I want you to take your feet and just gently raise the heels off the floor. If you need to hold your body for a little bit of balance, feel free. Bring the heels up, bring the heels down. Just raise as far as you wish. If you need to hold on to the wall, feel free to do so. And we're just starting to warm through the joints in the feet. Warming up through those calf muscles, which may feel a little tight. And breathing in to lift, breathing out to come down. And then we're just going to work one at a time. So keep one heel down, raise one heel up, bending that knee softly, and then changing legs. And then you can start to bend through the knee, work through the hip as we do that. And then we are going to get ready to roll towards the mat. So as you just drop once more each way and plant our feet nice and flat, we can then drop the head, take the arms forward, breathe in through the nose, and then just roll the spine and come down towards the mat. Inhale on the floor, and then breathe out as you just start to rebuild that back, rebuild that spine. And inhale, come down, breathe out and that way down towards the mat. And breathe out, return. So we're going to go one more time. Heading down towards that mat. And then as you make your way down, let's plant our hands onto the mat. Make our way down into box position. So once you're on your hands and knees, we're then ready to again work with this pelvis so the back is nice and straight. So we just need to roll into our cat position, sinking the head, tilting the pelvis towards the mat. So you're curving the back, sinking the head, and then raise the head and tilt back. So we are into a cow position, and then we are ready to roll back into our cats and extend to the cow and work between the two. Now from here, let's focus on the legs. Let's take our right leg now and slowly extend the right leg out behind us. Taking the right leg and taking an inhale, keep the leg long, squeezing through the thigh there, and let the toes tap with the mat and raise up. Inhale down, exhale up. Moving slowly, bringing the leg to that hip level, drawing the navel as you breathe out, up there, just to support and protect the back. We're going to target 5 on the right leg. Then we're going to come down, extend with the left leg, and do the same on the left side. I want to keep the head nice and long, so look down towards the mat, but try not to let the head drop. And then once we've done 5, if your shoulders and wrists are feeling tight, take a moment and sit back and drop into a child's pose. So now from there, we're going to turn to the side. So let's go from that box. Let's just roll over onto our left. And as you lay to your left, support your head. Right hand in front to support the body. Take your top leg, in which case will be the right leg, nice and long, level with your hip. And the first position is side kick. So working through the hip, once again, keeping the leg long. You're going to point the toes forward as you take the leg in front and forward, then point the toes away and take the leg back. Breathe in and exhale. Going to go 5 times. And then we shall relax. Take the leg down, just stack, knees are bent, feet are together. Keep the feet together now as we move into the clamshell position. We are going to focus through this right glute and the right abductor and adductor. So feet together, start to rotate the hip and raise the knee. Keep feet together, raise without dropping the hip behind you there. And exhale and close. So don't force the leg up. If you force the leg up, you will feel the body dropping behind you. You need to keep that hip stable. So when you rotate, As soon as the hip drops, that's it, you've gone too far. So you need to keep that hip level and stable. Just open up through that right knee. And look, we're going to do 5 on this side. And then we're going to go around again. So we're going to go back to that straight leg, that side kick. So when you've done 5, extend the right leg forward. And inhale out, exhale back. And then when you've done 5, we'll go back into the clamshell movement for another 5 from there. So we shall stack, we shall rest, we shall then inhale and open, exhale and close, going for 5 on this side. Now when we've done these, we're going to turn to the other side. Before you turn to the other side, we then need to, before we do that, is to just roll to the back. So roll over onto your back and take that right leg that we've just been using and hold and bring the knee into the chest. Just to give the leg a chance to rest and recover. And also a good way to stretch through your quad, through the muscle in the front of the thigh. And then we're ready to release, and we're then ready to roll over onto the other side. So now as you go to your right, we'll take our left leg, we shall extend, and start with your side kick. Inhale, exhale, and breathe in, and breathe out. And when we've done 5, we shall relax and close, bring the left leg down on top of the right, feet together. Let's rotate through that clamshell. For 1, going 5 again on this left leg. Working these muscles down the inside and the outside of the thigh. These muscles really help to support the knee. So it's a lovely exercise, not just for helping to strengthen your glute, but also again, helping through the hip and the knee. When you're ready to extend the leg, and we go forward again. For 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And then after those 5, come back and stack. Feet together, knees together, keep the feet together, as this is just going to be a basic bridge. There are advanced ones we can do, but advanced clamshell movements, but we are just going to go basic today. Nice and simple. Now when we've done 5, we then need to make our way back onto our back, where we will take our left leg and we will hug. So when you are ready, roll to your back and then just bring the left knee in and we shall hug from there. So now as we stay on our back and drop the arms by your side and let the shoulders drop and looking straight up, let's focus around the posterior chain. So I'm going to go into a bridge. Let's plant our feet flat. Let's bring our legs hip width. Let's have the heels underneath the knees. And then just breathe in as you prepare. Nice basic bridge we're going to start with. Inhale. As you breathe out, slowly raise that glutes, the lower back, and just start to slowly articulate that spine. Coming up. Keep the feet nice and pressed, and then slowly articulate and lower towards the floor. We're going to do 3 of these. So let's inhale once we reach the mat and breathe out to do the same again. And ease down. And one last time, take your time, no rush at all. And from there, we ease down. So when we come down into a single leg circle, I want you to extend the right leg on the floor. Take the left leg up. And then with your circle, you're going to take the leg. You're going to bring it across. As you bring the leg across, you can feel the left hip starting to lift from the floor. As you raise the hip on that left side, you're going to take the leg and you're going to circle around and then come back up. Again, cross the left leg over as you lift the hip and circle the leg away, circle the leg back up and breathe in and breathe out. So as you bring the hip up, as you circle the leg, you bring the leg round, the hip returns and we continue. I'm just going to do another one and then we are going to relax. Just bring the knee in. We need to change direction. So now take the left leg back up as we did. This time we take it the other way. As you bring the left leg over, you're going to feel the right hip starting to lift a little bit. Let's circle the leg out, raise the left hip, bring the leg back in. Circle out and return. Just going for another couple more. And then we can relax. Let the left leg rest completely. Take the left leg on the floor. Let's raise the right leg. So let's start by crossing the right leg over to lift the right hip. Then circle and come round. Just another couple more and then we'll change to the other side. So as we return the leg, give it a rest if you need to. Extend back up. And we're then ready to go out. As you take the leg out, we just raise and round. And we'll just go for another couple more on the right leg. And then we can relax. Bring the right knee in. Hold and rest from there. And then just to finish things off, we're going to take our legs now into a tabletop position. I want you to bring your knees into your chest and just hold one knee from there. So hold the leg, bring the knee in. And want to hold the leg in close to the chest. We're going to extend, we'll take the other leg a little bit further away. So it's going to be slightly straight. And then as you hold that leg in, keep the leg in close. That will help you to stretch through the front of the thigh. Bring the head and shoulders off the floor. If you find that too uncomfortable, then you're going to drop the head and shoulders down to the floor. So as you hold, we're going to go into a single leg stretch. We've got the other leg extended now, and we're going to exhale and change. Now, you may think this is an abdominal exercise, and indeed, it is partly abdominal, but there's a lot of leg work needed to extend, and you've got to tuck that left knee in. Change. So you just don't want to feel it just with the abdominals. you'll feel quite a lot going on in the thighs. And we're going to count down from here, from 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and from 1. We head down, we relax, we just release. And hopefully your legs are feeling pretty good. The legs are feeling much more mobile. And if we can get that mobility into the hips and into those very tight areas, which are generally through the IT band outside of the thighs, the more mobility and freedom we can get, the less restricted you will feel and the easier it will be to move. And obviously the lighter the legs will feel as well. And just feel a little bit more flexible. And gaining that mobility will make moving so much more easier. Less restricted, less tight, less cramping through the leg, and also making the leg much more stronger. So when any accidents do occur, the recovery process is much faster as well. So from your back, we need to roll over onto our front, returning into that box, returning to where we were, straightening that back, going back to where we first started, extending one leg, level with the hip, and 5 times we shall tap. Just feel the difference now, how the leg feels compared to when you did this at the very start. When you've done 5, we then need to switch and do 5 on the other side. Now, after you've finished your 5, both legs, we need to come up. So you've got the option from here to either slowly make your way onto your feet, or if you wanted to, you can take a slightly more challenging approach and go from box position into a downward dog with your head tucked down between the shoulders and holding those legs long and just slowly walking those hands towards you. And then we can roll up and we can go back to our standing positions, either standing up in your own accord or rolling up. Then once you're back in your standing position, your legs hopefully shall feel a little bit stronger, more mobile, more agile, and of course, helping the rest of your body to move more freely with less restrictions, less tightness, less stiffness, and getting that mobility into the knee as well. So if you are struggling with aches and pains through the leg, hopefully this has allowed you a chance to free everything up and get you moving with much more energy and less restriction. Thanks for joining me for today's session. Take care of yourselves, stay in good health, and I will catch you on the next video.